This is the tutorial for 2-5. Again, it's equations, tables, and graphs, and it's the last type of problem that you're going to see on tonight's homework. So let's take a look at this one. And it gives us this graph, and yours will look a little bit different, but it's a similar type of problem. The graph shows the distance d, and so distance is going along the y-axis here in miles. The hiker can hike in h hours, and that's going along the horizontal axis. So how far can the hiker hike in 4 hours? Well, what we're going to end up doing is going over here to 4, and then we're going to go up. We're going to follow 4 up until we get to where the point is, which is right here. And then we're going to carry it over along the horizontally back to the y-axis, and right at this point here, 12. So we would say that the hiker can hike, we'll say the hiker can hike 12 miles, we'll say. 12 miles, and that's pretty much the answer, in 4 hours. But we'd like to write a sentence to be able to explain to the reader what they're asking for here. So how long does it take the hiker to hike 6 miles? Well, 6 miles, that's miles is on this side, so there's 6 miles. So then we have to carry it over to the line, and then go down, and then right there at 2 hours would be our answer. So we can say the hiker can hike 6 miles in 2 hours. And that would be our answer. And then it says, how far can the hiker hike in 3 hours? Well, 3 hours is right in between 2 and 4. So right here, there's 3 hours, and then we just carry it out and then straight down. And so it looks like at 3 hours they're saying. I made an error, so let's go ahead and fix that real quick. So let me erase that part there. I was thinking of miles as I was doing the problem. So 3 hours would be right there, and so I'm carrying it up all the way to this point, and then move it straight across. So it's right in between these two numbers. So a number right in between 10 and 8 would be 9. So I would say the hiker can hike, we'll go with 9 miles in 3 hours. So that would be our answer. And then we're asked to write an equation in 2 variables to represent the graph. Well, we already know what the 2 variables are. They're distance, d in miles, and then h, time, in hours. So they want us to use those 2 variables there, and we'll go ahead and do that. So let's take a look at some of the numbers we have. And I guess we can start with 1 here. So let's go ahead and make a little chart. So we got the distance, and distance is along the y-axis. So let's actually change that up a bit. And let's go with our x-axis first. So let's start with h being our x-axis, and then our distance, d, being our y-axis. And let's go ahead and fill in some numbers. So 1 hour we have at 3 miles. And then let's go to 2 hours was 6 miles. And after 3 hours, we saw that was 9 miles. And we'll just go one more. 4 hours, and when we go up to 4 hours, that was 12 miles. So let's try to look for either a common difference or common ratio. Well, looking at these numbers, the common difference, I see 3 minus 1. Remember, common difference. I'm looking at the difference between in this case, d minus h. So 3 minus 1, that would be 2. But then when I take a look at the next one, 6 minus 2, I get 4. So I see it doesn't have a common difference. So then I check for the common ratio. And so the common ratio, again, we're looking at y to x. And so as I do that, I look at 3 to 1, or in this case, d over h. And then I end up seeing 3 over 1, which is 3. And look at the next one, 6 over 2. Now that's 3 also. 9 over 3 is also 3. And the last one, 12 over 4, is also 3. So we see definitely they have a common ratio of 3. And so what we'll end up doing is setting up our equation. D equals, and then the common ratio, 3 times by h. And it works out because if you look at it, if you plug in 1 for h, you times it by 3, you get 3. 2 for h, 2 times 3 makes 6. 3 for h, 3 times 3 makes 9. 4 for h, 4 times 3 makes 12. And so that's what our equation would end up being. So those are the types of problems you're going to see on tonight's homework. Good luck.